Hello everybody and welcome to Bathmat Reviews, where today we are going to be talking about Transformers Thrilling 30, or Generations Thrilling 30, Jetfire, or Skyfire. And shout out to Wisneria? I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce that right. But I think that is correct, maybe? For suggesting this. And, yeah. I really like this figure. It's a bit of an old one, but, yeah, it's real cool. So, let's get a close-up here. And just going around, going down. Got the feet there. Here is the back. And, yeah. Now, let's talk about accessories, because he does come with quite a few of them. So, first, let's grab his arm cannons, because why not? So he comes with 2 arm cannons, so that can plug in here and here. And, yep. Then, he has these bigger cannons, which can also go on here or here. They can actually peg in there as well, like that. But, oh, they can peg in further, but I don't feel like it. And these can also peg in on the other side, like this. And then all those can peg into a bigger gun, so. Whoops. There's a lot you can do with these guns, but I'm just going to have them in the stock configuration, where you have these 2 on this side, and then these bigger guns, they slot right over the landing gear like this, and the landing gear still work with them on, and that is pretty cool. So you just slot those over and get that all lined up, and then you have that. Then you can bring in these jet booster thingies, and these go right here. And just peg on like so. And then you have that. And gotta readjust his balance here so that he can properly stand. And yeah, those are tall. Kind of too tall for my liking personally. I don't know how I feel about it. I personally think I like to just take this, rotate that around, and leave it in, like, the vehicle mode orientation. I just like that a bit more. But, it's your figure. You can do whatever you want with it. I ain't gonna tell you. And I'll leave it like this for the review anyway. Then, we can bring in his gun, and because he just didn't have quite enough guns already, and it is spring fired, so you get a little missile that you can plug in there, and then it has a hair trigger, like literally just grazing it shoots it. You can just like whoop whoop, and it fires pretty well, but it's just age has really just absolutely made that thing super easy to go off. So I'm going to leave it unloaded for the rest of this so it doesn't shoot 30 billion times and I end up losing the thing. Because when I was first messing with this guy, I was just like, I'd take it, I'd do something, and it would just take it, and then I'd have to go grab it, plug it back in, and then so, yeah. And then his last accessory is a very cool one that I really, really like. It is his mask. And this is so that he looks like his toy design if you have this on. And I like the idea of his toy design being a battle mask. I think that works really well. And this just slots right over and locks in super nicely. And I think it's really cool because it has, so there's the clear plastic right there, and he has his eyes right there, and you slot it over, and you can actually see his eyes underneath. Like, it lines up, like like, it would actually work as a helmet. And I think, like, personally, I just love this look. This is such a cool look, and how I'll probably keep them stored. But if you don't like that, you can also, the helmet has the slots on the side, which can slot right on. Oops, it's a little bit hard to do this with one hand. But there we go. Just, that can slot right on there. And, well, it's not personally where I'd put it. It is storage, if you want. So, that's nice. But I'm just going to leave it on because I think that looks sick. It looks so cool. And, yeah. It's just a really good design that I really quite like. And I am very happy to have it, finally. And now let's get to size comparisons. Nope, I almost forgot articulation, which is a bit limited. Well, first of all, because it's a bit of an older toy. And second of all, because the transformation does a fairly interesting thing. But it kind of doesn't allow as much articulation for one part of articulation. So, arms can go out that far. They can do a full 360 on a ratchet joint right there. In and out, like that. You have a bicep swivel. You have a ratcheted elbow that can go slightly over 90 degrees. And same thing on this side. So, yep. Head is not on a ball joint, but it is on a swivel and a hinge that, just removing this, you can look up that far, down that far, and can do a full 360. So, you basically have as much as you need without being on a ball joint. And then we can just put that back on. And then, as far as the waist goes, there is nothing at the waist due to transformation. Legs go forward that far, back that far, out that far, and then knees can bend that far, and nothing at the ankle. Like, you can't have any ankle tilt, although there already is some naturally in there, so he already has a bit of, he kind of stands in an A naturally. And then you have up and down, well, up due to transformation. And so, overall, while not being the best for modern day standards, a fairly well articulated figure. And now let's get into size comparisons. So, here he is with my previous review, Bumblebee. And we're just going to have to, because, yeah, he's a decently sized figure. Like, he's not as big as the Siege Jetfire, but he is, he's pretty big. And then here he is with Optimus Prime, aka the Prime Unit of Measurement. Yep, I'm still saying it. And then here he is with Batman. And yeah, so, you know, if my Siege one wasn't currently in a pile of other Transformers that I'm working on getting set up in on a shelf, I would grab him and review and do a size comparison with him. But again, he's in a pile that, actually, more accurately, he's near the bottom of the pile, and so I'm not going to disturb that. But that's okay. So, yeah, here he is, and it's very cool. Now let's get to transformation, because, well, it's not a super complex. I almost forgot. Box review. And boy, this is a really cool box. And you got level 3. I don't think I've seen a single one that isn't level 3. Thrilling 30s, 2014. I could do the math to see how long ago that was, but I really, 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 really don't want to. Photon Missile Launcher, Jetfire Leader Class. And again, you got that really cool artwork that wraps around on this side. You got 21 of 30, each sold separately, subject to availability. And then you got the Autobot symbol right there. And then you got the bottom. Also available, Voyager class Roadbuster. I do want this guy. So I might end up trying to pick him up because he's pretty cool. If I can find him on Amazon, which I found this guy on Amazon, so maybe. Then on the side you have Thrilling 30s. You got Jetfire Leader Class. You got Autobots. You have number 001. So I guess this guy was pretty early on. Then you got the back removable battle helmet. Transformers Generations. You have them there. You have arm-mounted cannons. Turbo thrusters. Jet mode. And then you have his stats. Apparently he's not great at enduring, but he's pretty high overall. Surprise, surprise, if you shoot him, he dies. Join us online, Transformers.com. Find us on Facebook and YouTube. Ask parents before going online. You got IDW Publishing.com. The graphic novels are available now at comic shops, bookstores, and e-bookstores from here to Cybertron. That's fun. And he got a barcode there. Not barcode. Blanking on the name. But you have that thingy. You can scan it if you want to. And yeah. And then you have this bio here. Jetfire is ancient and powerful, but he would prefer to stay hidden in the background rather than on the front lines. He is a peaceful robot at heart, preferring the safety, ordered excitement of science to the frenzy of battle, but the reckless ambition of the Decepticons' trademark and the senseless violence of their war sickens him. So he left Cybertron, trademark, to go into hiding. He slumbered in peace for years, reawakened by the arrival of the war on Earth. He decided once again to enter the fight, this time on the side of the Autobots, trademark. And this time to end it for good, whatever the cost. I still always really like these. Like they're so fun, and I wish they got brought back more than just like Optimus Prime fights the Decepticons. Bum, bum, bum. And so yeah, now let's get into transformation, which again, as I was starting to say before, I got wildly sidetracked, is fairly simple, but in a really fun way. So, should I leave these on or off? Because you can transform him with everything except for... Uh-oh. Okay, there it is. You can transform him with everything except the gun still being attached, which is pretty cool. But I am trying to think if I want to do that, because it is a little bit easier if you don't. Nah, I'll just do it. It doesn't make that big of a difference. So, first, come to the arms and detach them. And same thing on this side. Just detach that from there and right there and bring those down. Then rotate this arm like that and like that at this hinge. You probably should do that before bringing these down, but it doesn't matter that much. Then take the feet, flip them in. Then take the chest and bring it down. Then take the arms, bring them up. Peg that in together. Also, on camera, he looks not the best. He looks like he's a bit of a he's been yellowed a bit, but in person he's incredibly he's incredibly still really pure white, and it just looks really good. Then bring the arms in and the legs out like this. So you just do, and then bring these up and rotate here, and same thing here. You just rotate that up, and then I'll just leave that there for now. As you come back here, take this, lift it up, take this, rotate that around, then take all of this, bring that up, take the wings, bring them down out of the way for now, and then just slot that in. Then take the feet, that'll peg in right there. Take the arms, that'll peg in right there. And then take the other foot and peg that in right. I knocked off the mask. I have now grabbed the mask. So, once that's all pegged in nice like, you can just move these out of the way. Take the head, and I'll put the mask back on just for this. Rotate it around. Take these parts, bring them down. And then this part's a little bit tricky just because age, and it's a little bit hard to line up everything, but you just, it's impossible to show. So you get these all lined up, and if everything is lined up right, it just slots in super easily, and I don't yet know what causes it to just randomly decide to work. Because sometimes I'll try it and it won't work, and then other times it'll just shloop right in. And yeah, so then once you have that, you take these pieces and bring them down, and I think that's pretty cool. Then you just take the whole nose cone, bring this down, and then that'll peg in, and then that'll peg in. And then you can just lift up these, and you are, well, done. Oh, well, you can bring down the landing gear, and then you are done. And you have kind of two configurations for this. You can take this off and have him like this, and you can also collapse the wings if you want. Or, I mean, you can do that and leave this on and have his thrusters there, and of course you can have that or like that. And yeah, I really like this guy. He's very simple, and he does do the common jet thing of having everything just on the bottom here. Like, technically speaking, the only part of him that's really not from the backpack is right here. But you know, it depends on the figure, honestly, because sometimes that really bothers me. But on this guy, I don't know why this one doesn't want to line up. I guess I don't have something lined up just right or something like that. It normally does. Oh well, it doesn't matter that much. But yeah, so it's a little bit too bad, but on this version, it really doesn't bother me. And so, yeah, here it is. And I think it looks really cool looking. I need to adjust the camera. There we go. It's really cool looking, and I think it works really well, and I'm very happy to have this guy. And, I almost forgot. As one little bit of weapon storage, you can take the gun, and then this will plug right on in there, and now he can hold all of his weapons, and that's nice. I'll just plug that back in. Well, and yeah, so that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Comment down below what characters I should review next, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. And follow me on YouTube and TikTok. Bye.